Tell me what you think this training is going to be about. The most cost-effective marketing strategy.
Maybe you're going to teach us something that all the other agencies doesn't do.
No, that I'm not going to do. I'm going to show you something that anybody can do, but most people don't do. Right. We are at 10 o'clock. I would like to thank you all for attending, for your time. I really value your time. This training, although it's been called by EXP, and I am so grateful for that opportunity, it is for everybody. And I obviously am focusing on the real estate industry, but I have invited people who serve the real estate industry and others to join, because the marketing principles I'm going to deal with apply across the board. Disclaimer, I am recording, and yes, I will make the recording available to you who've registered, because you will see at the end, this is going to be a little series, and you might want to go back and watch this down the line. You've given me an idea what you think it's about. Here is the big reveal. It is about email. So social media is like the first meeting. And when you get people to opt into your list or sign up for a freebie or a meeting or something, i.e. share their email address, that's like asking for a date. And email marketing is the tool that takes you from just knowing them, from them just knowing you, maybe liking you, to going on a journey with you. This is a critical thing I want you to get, folks. But first you need a list, and building an email list is crucial because it's the best way to build a relationship in an intimate way. There's a whole psychology going on here. Once people opt into your list, they are saying, I want to know more. I'm interested. That is a big step, because not everybody who likes or follows or whatever on Facebook is feeling the same way. They might just be in a good mood. Tomorrow they're in a bad mood and they don't give you any feedback. But first of all, let me just quickly introduce myself. Suze Bouwer, owner of RedMatchstick. I am a marketing coach. With this image, I want to show you that is what I help you do, but made simple as ABC, focusing on attracting, building, and converting. That's why I call myself a funnel invigorator. I enable your marketing by making things simple. Now, what is really important here is what happens with all the attracting you're doing on social media, cold calling, getting on the phone with people. What happens here? What tool are you using in there? And if you are not invigorating email marketing to engage and build relationships, you're missing a big opportunity. It is the tool to raise brand awareness, build customer loyalty, and promote what you do. How else will you achieve those things? Are you guys raising brand awareness, creating customer loyalty on social media? How else? I'd love for you to tell me in the chat. How else are you doing this? And for those of you who are not doing email marketing, if you aren't, why not? What is holding you back? Please go in the chat, because that I will use to inform the rest of the training, so that I can add more and more value to deal with the things that are holding you back. So marketing enabler and invigorator, I remove the barriers. Let's first deal with the fact that email marketing is not dead. You've probably heard that people aren't reading emails, that social media is replacing email. People don't want to share their email address. Millennials don't use email. Well, let me tell you, they do. The thing is that people have to willingly share their email address with you. That is the critical single starting point. If people are not willingly opting in, then you are contravening POPI and all those things. So we know about POPI. We know it's got to be a willing relationship. But once people have opted in, you have got people's interest. So what am I going to deal with today? I am going to give you a few reasons about why you really need to pay attention, how it works, what the benefits are, some best practices, and some tips and some content ideas. How's that for jam-packed value? I will download the chat and I will respond directly after the session because there's so much coming and I'm just loving your engagement. Thank you for that. But let's get going with why you should be doing email marketing. First of all, to stay top of mind, a lot of you are probably still using your traditional methods. Which traditional methods are you still relying on that are working for you? So billboards with your pretty face on it, cold calling, flyers, for sale boards. You need to consider that in the age of digital marketing, people are online. This is one step that might be really obvious and it might be a duh, but I just want to remind you that in this day and age, the first thing people do when they see you on a physical board, on a flyer, is go to social media or go to Google to search to see about your reputation. So I've seen here, word of mouth and referral works. Sure, it works. Are you leveraging your testimonials and your reputation? People need to be able to find you online, to get to know, like, and trust you. When they trust you, they take that step to sign up to your list. Then it's a slam dunk. Then you have permission to talk to them, to promote your services to them. In this world of huge online competition, so you've got pretty pictures, you've got a website. A lot of you are using a shared website, so people go there to look at your property. They're exposed to everybody else. You're using WhatsApp, Messenger, but this is where the game changes, folks. And big reminder, sea of competition. Email marketing is seriously your lifesaver. That is why I have started the series of marketing coaching with email marketing. So I'm actually starting in the middle of the funnel because most of you already have a database. You already have email addresses sitting in your inbox. You've got to be leveraging those. Those people are already familiar with you. Start there. We're going to talk more about that. But I just want to remind you of a few reasons why 72% of people prefer to receive promotional content through email. Why? Because they've signed up and said, tell me more. Now they are already on the journey with you. So when you promote to them, they into you, they are listening to you, you have their attention. When you are putting money into ads and you don't even have a reputation with people, what generally will happen is people will click on the ad, but they don't actually engage. I promise you 97% of my business, my clients come from my email list. The other 3% is referrals and word of mouth. Email subscribers are 3 times more likely to engage with your content on social media. So how's that for putting the fuel under the fire of your social media posts? Once people know you because you're in contacting them, so we call it integrated marketing. Your email list helps your social media. Your social media feeds your email list. It's a whole ecosystem. Don't overlook that opportunity. My biggest engagers on my social media are people who know me, people who are on my list. Where does it fit in? Let's just go back to this funnel. Right in the middle here. You use your email to help them get to like and trust you, and you help them choose you. I want to know how else you do it if you don't actually leverage your list. Let's talk about the benefits of email marketing. First of all, it's one-to-one communication. So suddenly you're not spraying and praying. Lee Ruloff so loves that expression of mine. You're not putting something out there and hoping it's going to hit the spot. It's giving you one-to-one opportunity. And I'm going to give you some best practice tips on how to leverage that one-to-one thing. Everybody's got an email address, right? So that early disclaimer of email marketing is dead. It's not dead because everyone has an email list. The point is they have to opt in, then you get to be on the inside. It's very different from tweeting or posting something on Facebook or LinkedIn. I see a lot of you like LinkedIn. You get into their inner sanctum where you are more likely to get their attention. This is where you build customer relationships and nurture trust. Plus, the important thing, which many people don't do with their marketing, and I know people like you who are busy, who have doing everything themselves, master of all trades, very difficult to measure your stuff. But email marketing is very easy to measure. Who's clicking, who's opening, who's unsubscribing. It's as simple as that. And you know whether you are being effective or not. How do you know you're being effective with a social media post? The other important thing, and this is probably the most important of everything, while people are following you on social media, on any other platform, networking in person, involvement in your local community, you have no one-to-one relationship until you have their contact details. The only marketing asset that is critical is owning your database, be it WhatsApp or your email list. The other thing is websites. Website is a different conversation, and we will have a conversation about that down the road. Building and really valuing, treating your database like a marketing asset is critical. You know, and I'm sure each of you knows somebody whose Facebook page has been closed down. What happens if your Facebook's closed down and you don't have any other form of communication? You simply must leverage your list. So for some benefits of email marketing, you know that home buying or selling is generally not done on impulse. Buyers, sellers, renters, landlords spend time deciding what is right. What do they want? Where are they going to live? What is their next option? How are they going to maximize their selling or buying? This is based on trust. You cannot build trust just with a beautiful picture on a billboard, just with posting on social media. It definitely helps, but as I've explained to you, it's an ecosystem. And I am challenging you, and I hope you will accept this challenge today, to go and start building your list and making it a determined marketing strategy. The other important thing for you guys who are also busy is it's a very time-efficient method of marketing. As you build your list from 5 to 50 to 100 to thousands, still takes the same time to reach all those people. So put in the effort now to put a system in place to collect email addresses and to make it simple to contact those people. Also, you can do it after hours and schedule it to go out when they are in their office. Best use of your time of absolutely any marketing tactic. And then the other thing is, of course, it's a great return on investment. It allows you to reach a very large audience at low cost. So this training was motivated by Virtualists, but I've never done it for them. Didn't have an email marketing package in their system. For those of you who are not there or who are not realtors who are on this training, I recommend MailChimp, and I coach on MailChimp. The cost of MailChimp when you start out is zero. As your audience grows, you can start paying for MailChimp, but it is a limited cost. But the other stuff I'm going to train you on, how you create an opt-in form, a landing page, all those things in MailChimp is a no-brainer. And of course, as I'll repeat, if you've got virtual, you don't have to use MailChimp. You have that tool already. Another benefit is targeting specific groups. So once you have created a proper mail list, you can target people by, are they sellers, are they buyers, are they tenants, are they landlords? And you can send very targeted mails. And that is where the rubber hits the road. That is the game changer, that you can target your message easily, quickly, and inexpensively to a target audience. So tell me, can you see the opportunity here? Do you see the value of a lead nurturing process through email marketing where you can take people through this curve? Stay top of mind. Tell me in the chat, can you afford to ignore this opportunity? Can you see the value of embracing this opportunity? I really hope that I am empowering you today with a reminder to try something new. Remember that fabulous expression, you cannot expect different results by doing things the same old way. And folks, I guarantee you, this is the... Now I'm going to talk to you about some best practices, and I am not going to apologize for the high volume text slides. This is not death by PowerPoint. Please take a screenshot, make notes. This is stuff that is going to change your email marketing. First of all, you must use an email service provider. So Virtual Agent, MailChimp, any other tool you might use MailerLite, I don't care what it is, but use a registered email service provider, not your Gmail, not your Outlook. Why? Because you need to manage subscription. Every single email you send out must have an unsubscribe option to comply with POPI. When you use an email service provider, that is automatically built in. Nobody can come to you and say, you didn't give me the opportunity to unsubscribe. You need a plan. Why are you emailing? Who are you emailing to? What are you emailing when? Consistency is key, but decide on a manageable frequency. If you can only email once a month, stick with that. Not Outlook, Rona, because you cannot unsubscribe. People cannot automatically unsubscribe on Outlook. You need to use an email service provider that will update your list with unsubscribes and take them off your list. You can be reported to POPI if you send people an email after they've asked you to unsubscribe. And if you use Outlook, you've got to do it manually. Test your send day, send time, and frequency. I like to mail on a Tuesday because people have a full inbox on a Monday. It's Blue Mondays. Just might open your email, but might not read it. Still, beginning of the week on a Tuesday. I like to do it late morning, early afternoon on a Tuesday. And although I desperately am trying to email once a week, I just don't do it. So I definitely stick to a monthly one and I drop something in between. Willing subscribers, we dealt with the opt-out. Never buy a list, folks. Did you hear that? Never buy a list. That is not willing opt-in. I am going to supply you with a whole training in the next session about how to build your list. You must always have an opt-out, and your emails must be mobile friendly. Why is that? Because most people read your email where? On their mobile device. And if it looks all crappy and it all falls off the edges and your pictures don't fit nicely, they're just going to lose interest, close down, or worse still, unsubscribe. And respect your access. People have given you permission to get into their inbox. Respect that. And focus on getting your mail opened. How do you do that? Create content they want. So when we say an ideal prospect, we spoke earlier about segmenting your list. If you are looking for referrals, talk to tenants, talk to sellers. If you are promoting something for sale, talk to buyers. You do not do generic mails to some everybody. That's like spamming them, and that's where unsubscribes happen. And you deliver value. It's not all about sell, sell, sell. Get leads, get leads. It's about telling people what's going on, about showing people you're in the know, demonstrating that you can be trusted. And pay attention. I said to you earlier, it's measurable. Pay attention to how many people are opening, who's unsubscribing, which links are they clicking on. That's another reason, Rona, for using email service provider. When you put links into your email, you can track, you can go back to the email service provider and see what they've clicked on. This is an ingenious way of testing what has interested your list. So you don't put all the blurb in your email. You put some headings, some links that take them to your website or take them to read something on Facebook or whatever. And then you can go back to the report and see what they actually clicked on. That gives you the thumbs up for what to talk about next. And really important, there on every post, on every email, on every single thing, you add a call to action. What do you want people to do? Click here, read this, refer this, share this email. Every single post, every single communication you put out there must have a call to action. Although this is not a social media training, on social media should say, tell me you like this, give me a thumbs up, share this, comment, whatever, but get them involved, get them to give you feedback. I have said earlier, I use MailChimp. I recommend MailChimp. I love MailChimp. It's a no-brainer to start with. And I can give you guys a link. You can start off with a free account for up to 500 subscribers. We are going to deal with some more detailed stuff. First of all, your headline is the most important next part. Treat your subject line like a movie trailer. It should be a preview of what's to come. Think about your inbox, what you see in that subject line in your inbox. Which are the ones you open? The ones that have got intriguing, informative, engaging subject lines. You want to stand out in the inbox. You want to hook them. You want them to click and read that email. So tease their curiosity. Ask a question that you know they're struggling to answer. The ideal length of a subject line is 6 to 10 words. Studies show people actually read the first 3 and the last 3 words of a subject line. Think about what you are putting in those first 3 and last 3 words of a subject line. The ideal length is 6 to 10 words and 30 to 50 characters. So it doesn't roll off, it doesn't fall off your inbox subject line row. Use a conversational tone, have fun. You don't want to come over as fuddy-duddy and too flippant serious, but also action-orientated. And the great place to do your action-orientated stuff is your snippet, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But I recommend to you now to get some inspiration, not now, after this training, go and look at your own inbox and make some notes of the titles that really appeal to you. What are the words? What are the way the title's been structured? We all subscribe to something, an online shop or a newsletter or something. Go and read those subject lines and try and learn from them. Incorporate time-sensitive words. Pushing people to make a decision gets such a bad rap when you give people a time constraint. You must do it today. Today's last day, etc. You know what it actually is about? Is pushing people off the fence. Are you in or are you out? This is really important in marketing. Emphasize scarcity. That's another time-sensitive, pushing people over the edge. Use playful punctuation. So using question marks and exclamation marks. Brackets to emphasize something. And of course, you and your. Everything you're doing is about them. It's never I am the expert or I am here to tell you. You are here to get the best chance ever. You are here and you are going to be so excited. All those kind of things. Call out your target audience. So, for example, young families are loving this neighborhood. You straight away got the attention of a young family. Try and be specific. Generic emails don't work, folks. So the preview header and snippet. So when you have a subject line and there's a line underneath it in your inbox, that is the preview header. So that works with your headline. Your headline can be enticing, and the preview elaborates on what the email's about to entice them to open. And then your snippet is like the first line or paragraph of your email that reinforces what you said the email's about, gets their curiosity even deeper perhaps, but definitely gets them to read down the mail. And then a little tip, but most important, is your name and email address. They need to see your name, not a company name. They're building a direct relationship with you. So who's it from? Suze Bouwer, you will see from me in future. And the reply email is my email address. It's not sending people to another link or whatever. Once people have subscribed, they are saying to you, I'm letting you into my inbox. You need to let me into yours. So don't go and send them around and about to stay in touch with you. I have 2 email addresses. I have info@RedMatchstick, which is my general inquiry email address. Once you are on Suze@RedMatchstick, you come into my primary inbox. So also when you ask people to subscribe and they subscribe with a Gmail address, they're still not giving you their primary email address in most cases. Aim to get that primary email address, and you do that by delivering value. So personalization, that is the dear first name. What you are saying here is, hey, you, I'm talking to you. So that's calling out your ideal customer. You can even call them out in the subject line. I agree you don't look professional with a Gmail account, but it is terrifying how many people are still relying on it. For somebody to say you don't look professional on a Gmail account, if any of you are sitting here marketing yourselves on a Gmail account, go and change that. I had a coaching client here yesterday. We've just registered her domain name because that gives her the capability to create her own email address. She doesn't need a website yet. Think about that. It's not big money, but my God, it changes the first impression people have of you. And remember, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. Also, the next tip is write like you write for the web. Many of you might not know what that means, but it's brief paragraphs. It's not just an overload like these slides, for example. I've got headings, I've got lists, I've got bullets. That is how, thank you, Wesley. MWeb address, guys, 29 Rand per month. Go and get your personalized email addresses and write with a logical flow. Take people through the steps. So your good first line leads on. Keep your email clean and clear. Encourage engagement. So that's your call to action. Ask people to come back to you. Urge people to make decisions with limiters, time, scarcity. It gives people direction and purpose. And it gives you the opportunity to measure what people are engaging with. And by the way, as a PS, there's 2 tips here. As a PS, add a call to action to your subject line and always have a PS on your email. Amazing. People always go down and read the PS. Use it as a powerful tool. So now we've done some best practices and email marketing tips. I'm now going to take you to some content ideas. If you are already doing email marketing, if you already have a list, these are some tips to help you leverage your email marketing. Tell me in the chat, who's using ChatGPT? Has anybody put their foot into that water? Are you loving it? Yes, Wesley, love it. Who else is using ChatGPT? A leader. Nice, 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 nice. Lindy, I know why you are. Yes, Karen, you too. So I've got some of my tribe here who are in my coaching program. Thank you for being here, you guys. I love my loyal tribe. Listen, guys, forget about all that scandal that AI is going to replace you. It helps you. And you can ask AI to help you write a subject line targeting young families with properties for sale, and it'll come up with a powerful, powerful email headline, and it can structure your email for effectiveness. If you haven't dipped your toe into that water, go and do it, you are missing an opportunity. Then here are some content ideas. This is near the end, so I'm not over so much. Still time for discussion and questions. New property announcements, I think that's fairly obvious. Open house and event announcements. So guys, you probably, and I know a lot of you are relying on WhatsApp to reach your audience. I do not look at my WhatsApp during working hours because it's disruptive to me. I go down a rabbit hole. If people need me, they've got to phone me or send me an email. That's just the way I work. But what I'm saying to you is you communicate with people on different levels at different times. Think about what your ideal customer, your prospect is doing when you are communicating with them. The same goes for social media. If you are posting on social media while your ideal customer is sitting in traffic, the chances are, actually, maybe it's not true. Chances are they're not going to read it. But when you see how many people are on their cell phones, maybe they do, but they shouldn't be reading it. If you're posting a video, people want to be sitting back with the time to listen to your video. And if it's got sound, you want them to be in a place where they can listen to it. So 6 o'clock in the evening, chilling, all the chores are done. If you want people to take a quick call to action to buy something, the chances are it should be done in the morning when they're sitting in front of their computer and have their credit card nearby. Think about timing and your announcement emails. When should they arrive in somebody's inbox? Now, here is where you build trust. Share expert content. Share market updates. What is happening in the market, folks? Do you just assume your customers know, your prospects know? Do you not think it's going to be really helpful to tell them how to navigate what's going on now, to maybe put their house on the market to test, but don't have the highest expectations? The chances are they're going to list with you because you've given them some reassurance. Educational newsletters, trends and styling. How should they be styling, setting their properties up? What should they be looking for when they visit a style property? And then follow-ups. Do you actually follow up on your viewings? Because that is when you are top of mind. When somebody has been to your viewing, they've filled in your form, make very sure before they leave, you can read the email address and you can read the telephone number. And you do a follow-up mail, you're top of mind, and you immediately have made an impression. Because I can guarantee you, most agents don't take the time to do that. After showing, you're exhausted, you get home, pour yourself a glass of wine and go, that was a hell of a day. The job is not done. The job is done once you followed up. And then the other great thing is referral requests, because when people refer you on an email, you've got the text to use in posts. You can make a screenshot, you can create a social media post, you can put it onto your testimonial page on your website. All these places are where people go for reassurance they're talking to the right person. Right. That's basically the end of my slides. This is where you can get hold of me. If any of you want to follow me on social media, I invite you to do so. My website is redmatchstick.com. I have a coaching group, which I will tell you more about next week, where I do content coaching on a weekly basis for a daily post. You are now on my email list because you've subscribed to this training, and you can look out for more tips and resources. Of course, I'm an email marketing professional. You will get the opportunity to unsubscribe with every single email I send out. And I'm also, of course, on WhatsApp. If you need to reach out and need advice, I'm always available to listen. So the next session for you is going to be about taking this to the next step, is ways to grow your list. And then, who is familiar with the term a lead magnet? I am going to show you what lead magnets are, give you some inspiration to create lead magnets, which people will want in exchange for their email address. That's what a lead magnet is. So next week at 10, Can you believe it's November, folks? That's probably why I did that, because I'm so terrified it's the end of the year already. It's the 2nd of November will be the next training, and I aim to add huge value for you and really help you with creating unique lead magnets that will grow your list.
What happened with me is how I first met Suze was I developed, when Poppy first came in, I developed a Poppy manual. And what happened was I was targeting businesses. And I went on a course, quite an in-depth course with Suze, and she told me how to do a lead magnet. So I'm not going to share any ideas so that you can carry on with your talk next week, Suze. I promoted it all over my Facebook pages. And I also I emailed it out with the lead magnet on my email. And I, in 2 days, got 200 leads. Of that, 50 did Poppy manual. Now, I mean, that was an absolute success story, and that was an eye-opener for myself. And like Suze says, is when you do the emails, make it relevant to the reader. I mean, tell them what's happening in the area. Tell them about new developments of highways where it's going to add value to their properties. You guys should know your area and why people should buy and why people should sell in the area. So you basically go and market it and keep them informed to what's happening, not just go out there and sell, because that's when you lose them. If I bombard you trying to sell my training every single day, you'd actually unsubscribe and tell me to piss off. But if I was telling you what's happening in the training industry and how things are changing, you're going to think, wow, that's interesting. You're going to start trusting me and you will start phoning me. The same with Suze and the same with you guys when you work with your email marketing. So just be strategic. And I hope that answered your question, Wesley.
So appreciate you being here, because I know you all are business owners and time is of the essence. So I promise you, going forward, my aim is to give you the biggest value I can possibly deliver. But you're also welcome to, at every opportunity, give me ideas on what you would like me to train about, what topics you would love me to cover. As I've demonstrated, I deal with a whole conversion funnel. I am not a social media marketer. I am a marketing professional. I've been in the business for 35 years. And I can help you with any aspect of your marketing, conversion, your strategy, etc. So ask away, and you're welcome to mail me on one-on-one as well if you need specific advice and next step.